Hey guys, I'm Cherie Criswell, independent designer for Couture. And today I'm working on a 30-inch board. It's a 1x8, I believe. Painted it white, and now I'm chalking on it. And I'm using the transfer. Santa I can explain, and this is the other part of that transfer. It's a larger transfer. And then I'm just putting the flourishes on the bottom and the top. Now this transfer that I'm doing is a layered transfer. So I have some tips for you on this one. In between all of your layers, first of all, make sure that your paste is dry, and it doesn't take long for paste to dry. You can do it naturally, or you can use a heat gun or a hair dryer. And make sure your surface has cooled down before you place anything else on it. Then take your transfer and you're going to want to fuzz it, which just means you put it on a terry cloth towel or your t-shirt. You're just trying to take some of the stickiness off. And then when you apply the second layer or third layer, as in this case, just apply it lightly. Don't push it down too much. And the same thing also when you do chalking with a squeegee. Just don't push down too hard. Now you notice the blue tape on here. That is for my placement marks. They have little registration marks on the transfer to make it easier to place it correctly, all the different layers. And I didn't want it to go on my board, so I'm using the tape for that. And this is going on with this second layer. And on this one, I use Currant Jam, which is kind of a wine color. And I just lightly squeegee it on, take off the excess. And then I'm using Marvelous for the cheeks on both of my nutcrackers. Put the excess back in the jar. And then, see, so far so good. Now this time, on the one on the bottom, I'm using Tide, and it's kind of a dark teal color. Also Marvelous for his cheeks. So just lightly put on the paste, and with a softer hand, apply with the squeegee. And smooth out your lines. Put the excess back in the jar. And we're ready to do coat 3. And I'm waxing again. I'm not going over the first part because I already waxed that. Trust me, it's well worth the time. I have many where I didn't do it and it just pulled the chalk off. Because when you put this wet chalk on, it activates the one underneath and it can make it wet again, and then it'll come off with your transfer. So this is worth the time, at least in my experience. It works well for me. Now I'm using silver shimmer for part of this and black. Just smoothing it out. See, pretty cool, right? I love the way this one turned out. My son of Nutcracker. I got 2 of them. This was fun, and I'm really, really pleased how it turned out. So if you like it, go check out my website, chalkcouture.com/Cherie Criswell. Thanks for watching. Getting ready for my vendor fair. Bye.